Hey everyone, it's November 27th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with notorious French murderer Dr. Pierre Marie Bougrat, who escaped prison and possibly redeemed himself by aiding the poor in Venezuela for 35 years. And that is him right down there. Born in 1889, Bougrat served as a military doctor for France in World War I, where he became a national hero, winning the Legion of Honor. He was injured 14 different times during the war, yet still did his duty and was even blinded for 5 months. After the war ended, he opened a medical practice in Marseille and was briefly married to the daughter of a professor at the University of Marseille, but his behavior drove them to divorce. He would spend his downtime and money picking up women in nightclubs, gathering a veritable harem of mistresses, as well as gambling much of his fortune away. His reputation was sullied by his frequent appearances in public with known prostitutes, and his upscale clientele began to seek treatment elsewhere. He wrote bad checks to cover his lifestyle and ended up in prison for doing so. Bougrat purchased a prostitute from her pimp to be his live-in lover, and she often demanded expensive gifts and spent all the money he had left after his divorce. One man stood by him as both a friend and a patient during his self-induced difficulties and was undergoing treatment for syphilis that he'd contracted during the war. The course of treatment at that time was to inject the drug salvarsan on a weekly basis. He went for his injection one Saturday in 1925 and had with him a satchel containing the wages of a ceramics company for whom he was an accountant. The man never showed up to pay the workers, and his wife reported him missing. Police looked into the matter and discovered that with Bougrat's practice on its last legs, he was desperate for money. After a 3-month investigation, a detective went to interview the doctor, but noticed a disturbing smell. Following his nose, he discovered the body of Bougrat's friend walled up in a cupboard. Bougrat claimed that the man had left his office, consorted with a mistress who stole the bag of money and returned, where he was at a loss as what to do. He claimed that he himself had left the office to go look for the bag, and when he returned, the man lay dead. Not knowing what to do, he hid the body. But when witnesses reported seeing Bougrat and his mistress out on the town the night of the disappearance, he lost all credibility. A trial ensued over a year later, and he was found to have used an overdose of salvarsan to kill the man and steal the money. Convicted of murder, he was sentenced to death, but had his sentence commuted to life in prison. Due to his distinguished military service, the sentence was reduced to 25 years of hard labor, and he was sent to Devil's Island, a French penal colony off the coast of Guyana, in 1926. But after 6 months, he escaped and fled to Venezuela, where he arrived during an epidemic, and his medical skills were needed, so they refused to extradite him back to the French. Local authorities overlooked his criminal past and allowed him to practice medicine unchecked until his death in 1962, leaving behind a wife and 2 daughters. By providing free medical care to the residents of the town of Juan Griego, he became a local hero. And in 1970, they erected a monument to Dr. Bougrat, as well as naming a school and town square after him. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Dr. Pierre Marie Bougrat, I say, happy birthday, you bastard. And if you go to Venezuela, you can see this statue of Dr. Pierre Marie Bougrat that was erected in 1970 to honor him.